All right, we got to go over the Columbus Blue Jackets dropping the series to the Tampa Bay Lightning. 4-1 series loss. It doesn't look good on paper, right? It's like, oh, I lost 4-1. It wasn't even close, but it really did feel, from a Blue Jacket fan standpoint, like it was a heartbreaking series. It really did. I mean, first of all, you go to that overtime game that went and lasted 6 hours, right? It was that turning point. But like, you win that game and you really could take control of this series. They lost that game. They did bounce back. We'll give them that, but they did lose that game. And then you had the blown lead here in game 5. They had the chance there to lock it down, bring this to a game 6. They couldn't quite do that. They'd lose it in overtime. Again, some heartbreaking losses in there. Overall, though, I'm just happy they made it. I'm happy the Blue Jackets even made the playoffs, because you consider what they went through this season. You lost the big names of free agency. Then they went through injuries throughout the season. This was one of the most injured teams throughout the duration of the season. And then you had, again, the players they already lost. And this team still fought through all that adversity to be good enough to finish in a wild card spot, to make playoffs, to get past the Toronto Maple Leafs in the first round. You have to really tip your cap off to the way these Blue Jackets played this season. It was incredible. It was an incredible season. I don't think anybody could have seen coming. Korpisalo, Mersley-Kins playing outstanding. Korpisalo in the playoff series, man. The way he played in that playoff series, let me tell you what. There was a couple of down the stretch, but you expected it. You couldn't completely dominate teams the way he was forever. He was gonna let a couple in eventually. It was gonna happen. But he did his best to keep this team in games, and you got to tip your cap off to him. But I just feel like, when you get past the goaltending, you get past this defense. Let me tell you what about this defense. I tell you what, there's no doubt in my mind. And this is not to, bash on our Blue Jackets. There's no doubt in my mind, though, if this Blue Jackets team was a top 10 offense this year, Seth Jones wins the Norris. No questions about it. No questions about it. And that is where the Norris conversation comes up for me, is when you start talking about, oh, well, it's got, if you're putting up a lot of points, though, it means you're holding possession of the puck. So that makes you a better defender as well. Well, in the Blue Jackets case here, it was pretty clear who was controlling the offensive zone time when they had the chance. And that was Jones and Werenski. This offense struggled so many times this year. There was spells in playoffs where it felt helpless. It was struggling so mightily to get into the zone. But there was also, on the flip side, there was sparks. There was, even this last game, that was one of their best power plays, the best looking their offense has been throughout this series. I think they played very well, but there was too many times where they disappeared. And I think that's what killed them in these low scoring close games, where they just kind of went non-existent. I was worried about that when they struggled to put up goals against a Toronto Maple Leafs defense that was down their best defender, that wasn't that strong of a defense in the first place. But that's part of this growing pains. It's kind of the turnover of the Blue Jackets, going from losing these bigger name players, the Panarins, the Duchesnes, over the offseason, where you have to start seeing these younger guys, the Foodies, the Texiers, PLD look pretty good. These guys start to grow into their own and really put this offense on their back in the future. And I think this team will, they'll be looking strong. If this team gets a good offense, they're gets to an average point, they're a very scary team to play in the future here. And for that reason, I'm optimistic with these Blue Jackets. It's hard, not to think about, if they lost to the Leafs, like, hey, you could have picked 10th or 11th, got maybe a bona fide forward there. They're going to pick, probably 18th to 20th range. Nonetheless, never one to root for the team to lose, though, even though you always got the draft on the back of your mind a little bit, right? But it's good. I'd much rather see the playoff success, because you're never guaranteed to get there again. You can go 3-4 years and struggle with or without that draft pick. So I'm happy to see these guys made it. Torts did an amazing job with this team this season. Blue Jackets played strong throughout playoffs. Was happy with them, even though they lost in 5. Was happy with the way they played. Happy the way this team fought through that adversity. And I can't wait to see what this team's got going for them next season. That shall wrap things up, though. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.